Hey, what's up? I'm back again, exclusive. Had to dry my eyes. I got a nice little monologue that I did. Tearjerker. It was a tearjerker. It makes your emotions rise. But second part I want to talk about with the battalion and the Black Police Caucus is working with the elderly in nursing homes. That is something I find to be just extraordinarily, overwhelmingly something positive and beneficial and beautiful and worthy. And, you know, if there's any other thing that this city has to vote on, if there's anything that's one thing that it should vote in the right direction and say, yeah, we want to do this. You know, if for any other reason, that makes me where I can't even talk. My grandmother was in a nursing home. She had to go to a nursing home. We didn't want her to go there. We wanted to take care of her as long as we could, but we were not able to do that because my mother worked. My father was disabled. He had heart disease. Disabled veteran. We were in school. I was in maybe I think 10th or 11th grade when my grandmother passed away. I think I was in just out of high school when my grandmother passed away. But during her lifetime, we kept both of my grandmothers. My grandmother on my father's side, she stayed with us until she moved out to California. She was lucky she didn't have to go to nursing home. But my mother's mother, there was nobody here to care for her other than my mother, her sister, her aunt cared for her. They would care for her as much as they could. But they were struggling with their own lives at that time. So my grandmother did have to go to nursing home. I would go visit her every time. Every time I go visit my grandma. I remember when I would jump up high to make her laugh. I'd jump up real high to where I lose my footing and fall down. You know, when you jump so high that you lose a sense of where you're at. I would go visit her every time, and she would always remember me. My grandmother suffered from Alzheimer's. But she always remembered her family. Her Alzheimer's didn't make her forget her children or grandchildren. So she always remembered. She just didn't remember like where she was at, or if we had moved away, or her baby son, my Uncle Damon, her baby son, or once she missed him, he had moved to Texas. But his family, they had moved to Texas, and she didn't remember. She couldn't remember, so she would always try to catch the bus, and you couldn't. I was the only one that could stop her, talk her down, and bring her back. I would hold her hand and talk to her, say, "Oh, let's go." You know, I knew how to work with her. You know, let's go make some. She liked to cook rice or cook things. So I said, "Come on, let's go cook." I call her mother. "Come on, mother, let's go cook something." Or "Come